here is my another game I played on chess cube, and this time I played with b4 instead of my usual e4, and there is some good reasons for playing b4 as a first move. This is irregular opening, it's called Polish opening, and it leads to very interesting positions. It can be either open game or closed. It depends how both sides are developing the game, and it's very difficult to predict how the game will look like. And also this opening forfeits the advantage of white as the first move, because, for example, after this move, which was played in the game, it is regarded by Grandmaster as almost a refutation of this opening. However, this is very far from truth on average chess player level, and this opening, in fact, this b4 on this level is totally irrefutable, and playing it can be actually fun. So then we have this move, and he grabs the center, which is quite a logical move. Now black is better, of course. White practically has nothing, maybe except this bishop here that is now eyeing this diagonal. And now black forfeited his advantage with this move. So let's take a look what is he doing here. It looks like he's going to checkmate me with those two pawns, right? So it actually cannot work. I just develop here, and now I am ready to capture this pawn, but he immediately develops his bishop. You see, this is one example how such irregular opening works in practice. Players usually play their standard move without even thinking about the position. So normally it is good to play this bishop here to pin this knight or something, but here there is no pin whatsoever. I just can capture this pawn easily here. Instead of this, I just made this move, which was a very bad move, because now black has some counterplay. But instead of taking advantage, he just moves here, and still I am better here. So I just win this pawn. Okay, and after this sequence of moves, he decides to exchange his bishop for the knight. Now we have open file, and I develop my bishop. Why not to e2? Because e2 only enables castle, but this move here also enables castle, but also stops black's king from castling. Okay, so he makes this move, developing, and also preparing for castle, which now is impossible. Now he makes this move, which is, in my opinion, a waste of time. I develop the rook to the semi-open file, and he now kicks my bishop, so I just move it to safety, still keeping the eye on this diagonal. I don't say that this was the best move to place them here. Computers suggest that, for example, this bishop would be better placed on e6 square, or maybe on e2 square. Computers are also not sure whether this bishop should go in the previous move. But in this game it turned out that bishop staying on a2 square is very well placed, because my opponent was unable to see the threats of these bishops being placed here. Okay, so now he develops his knight, but he cut off his queen from defense of this pawn. So I just take the pawn. Now my bishop is attacked with the discovered attack, also developing his knight. So here probably it would be better to go maybe to c3 square, but I thought I don't want to get my pawn blocked here, so that now I could push my pawn anytime I want. Okay, so he just cut off this diagonal. Now he can castle, but also there is a threat that his knight can win my bishop. So I just waste a move to bring my bishop to safety. So now he castles, but it was a mistake, because note that he stepped to a pin with this bishop, and I have a pawn here, so I just immediately take advantage of this position. Now I win material. Okay, so now I am better. Quite a big advantage already, 2 pawns and 1 bishop ahead. So if only I can get rid of queens, I should probably have the game in my pocket. Okay, so then I just win the pawn. And I exchange queens to make the game easier, winning another pawn. And I place my rook actively here, and I develop my knight, also releasing this rook. Okay, so now my knight is very well centralized. We exchange rooks, I grab another pawn, and I push my passed pawn. I exchange pieces further. Now we are going to the endgame, which is totally winning for white. I have this unexpected move, and now black is totally lost, because note that if he captures with his bishop this pawn or this bishop, both of them are hanging, it doesn't matter at all, because I go rook to e8 checkmate. So here he moved like this just to win a tempo, but it loses this bishop. So now he doesn't have much choice. He captures my rook, and now I should have played pawn promotes, and then he stops check with his rook, and I then capture the rook with checkmate. But I overlooked this possibility because I was in time trouble, only 2 minutes left. So I just played here very quickly without thinking about this position even. I just after 2 seconds just immediately grabbed the rook, because it's not a big deal to overlook this this checkmate possibility if I have this move. So now it's check, and winning here is just a matter of a few moves. So here we have check, 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 and here it is possible to play either queen to h7 checkmate, or just as I played, bishop to c3 checkmate. It was, according to the computer, played with 92% correctness of white player and only 2 points of mistakes with 0 points of blunders. So this was this was my best game so far with the Polish opening, and my opponent here was absolutely confused, and he had very difficult time playing against this opening.